Yeah, that's some smooth stuff right there. Remember that time when my mama threw me a birthday party at the skate rink?
I remember my birthday party at skate rink.
That was your birthday.
Oh my God.
What's up, everybody? I got my cousin Valencia with me. We're gonna be chatting it up today about our childhood, upbringing. She gonna tell you some stories about me. You know, how I used to be an entrepreneur, how I used to, push things. I used to be a pusher, you know what I'm saying? So she gonna she gonna talk about it. But yeah, happy to have you here, Valencia. Thank you for coming to Atlanta to visit your favorite cousin in the whole wide world.
Of course.
First off, I just wanna say, Valencia is probably most certainly my favorite cousin. I feel like when I was growing up, we always used to have adventures, imagination running wild. Yeah, she was my cousin that used to always come over, play with me, play basketball. You down for the cause?
I was down for the cause. I was there like every weekend. And if I wasn't there on the weekend, we'd be on the phone.
Do you remember when we first met as cousins?
No.
Because I remember when I
don't.
I remember
How old were you?
I don't even remember. But because your mom used to watch me.
And you were like her practice child, like her first child.
Exactly.
And then I came along, you got mad about it.
See what happened
You
was
was jealous because I was getting all the attention.
Her mom used to watch me when my mom used to go to work sometime. So then I used to go over to my auntie house, and her mom used to be at my auntie house. And then, actually, your mom was the first one that watched me pee standing up.
I didn't know that.
She was the first one that ever seen me.
I did not know that.
Go to the bathroom and pee standing up. Because when she was watching me, I used to always sit down and pee. And then one time, I guess she saw me. She was like, "You standing up?" I was like, "Yeah." I saw my dad do it. I was like, "Let me try it."
Let me do it.
So yeah, she was the first one to see me pee standing up with my pants pulled down to my ankles. But yeah, so whenever she had told me that somebody new was coming and she was gonna have a baby, I said, "A baby? What?" And then next thing you know, month after month, stomach started getting bigger. And I said, "Oh shoot." Next thing you know, she had Valencia.
On her 21st birthday.
Yes.
That's my girl.
They got the same birthday. And next thing you know, Valencia came along and I saw her bring her into the house and crying. And I said, "This is real. This is real." And yeah, she still would watch me sometimes, still would come over. Next thing you know, I don't know what happened, but I blinked and you was walking.
Yeah.
I blinked and Valencia was walking and crawling. And next thing you know, we just started hanging out.
You started dragging me along.
Yep, dragging her along in the neighborhood, riding bikes, training wheels on, mud, getting dirty.
Yeah, you taught me how to ride my bike without my training wheels.
Yeah. I sure did.
With the help of the rest of the family, but you started it.
Yep. So yeah, that was it. We used to be in the front yard playing games, all kind of adventure games, going next door, like you said earlier when we was talking. What you had called it? Finding treasure.
I said
finding treasure.
It's treasure, but they was throwing it away. It was trash.
Explain the story.
So Corey had a neighbor, and we used to go next door when they weren't looking, when they weren't home or whatever. And we used to go through these piles of stuff that they were getting rid of, I guess.
Trash.
It was trash. And every time we found something cool, we'd bring it back to Auntie's house. Look what we found. She'd be like, "Get that out of my house." Unless it was something good, then we kept it.
I had
like
found
that roller set.
Yeah, you had found a roller set in that suitcase. It was something else in there too. But I had found a beeper. An old beeper.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had found. And I kept that.
For what?
I don't know. I put it on my hip. Because my dad used to have a beeper. And I used to see his beeping all the time.
So you just thought yours gonna start beeping?
Yeah. Those were some of the adventures. But then I remember I was trying to teach Valencia how to play basketball. That ain't went too well. You weren't bad, though.
I wasn't bad.
You just wasn't good.
And I admit that. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with being on the sidelines. I'll watch.
What do you feel like was your biggest lesson, like, for us, like, growing up? Like, what you learned from me, like, growing up?
I learned a lot.
Like, watching me. Because I know, like, we used to play and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
also you still was observing, like, how I moved as a man and
Yeah.
a boy and things like that. How you feel?
Well, I feel like in a lot of aspects, I just mimicked what you did. You did band, so I did band. You went to USC after fighting it and coming, like, realizing that's where the money is. I went to USC, you know, so you had a Nissan, I got a Nissan.
You're right, but do you feel like when you was, like, little and coming up, you would see how I was and you would kind of, like, what was your overall mentality when it came to me as your cousin, your bigger cousin?
I feel like you weren't like the boss, but you were someone of authority to me.
Like a lead, like a
Yeah,
leader.
like a leader.
Gotcha.
Like,
gotcha.
if you did this, I'm like, okay, it's cool. It's cool if I do it because Corey did it. That wasn't always the case.
Right.
But
Right.
I was like, if Corey's doing it, it's fine. You know, like, I was just trying to follow in your footsteps
Right.
and do, like, all the cool things with my friends, go skating on Saturdays and stuff. I remember that one time I went to $2 Tuesday and I found you out there. You was like, what you doing here? I was like, I'm here with my friends. What you doing here?
I was on $2 Tuesday.
Yeah, it was over the summer. I think you were in high school.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
right.
you were in high school. I wasn't in high school yet. And
Yeah.
I don't think, like, I was like middle schoolers. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
they usually don't go to $2 Tuesdays.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the hell you doing?
yeah.
Out here?
I was like, I'm here with my friends.
Trying to skate.
Successfully skating.
I introduced you to skating too, right?
Yeah. You gave
Yeah.
me your old skates. I burned the wheels out of those.
Yeah. You the gray ones with the black ones
Yeah.
with the flat.
Weren't those like custom or something?
Yeah, those was my favorite. I was so mad when I grew out of them skates, Valencia.
They was a size 6.
I was so bad when I grew out of them skates. It was some black skates with some gray flames on the side, and the wheels was black with some gray in there. Intertwined with the...
Yeah.
Woo.
And when you gave them to me, the brakes was like low. They were out. So I
Oh, yeah.
switched the brakes. I had I think a purple one and a green one.
You probably changed the wheels out too at some point. Oh, you ain't never changed them?
The wheels, they became so smooth. After that, I just bought new skates.
You could
I wore those skates out. And I outgrown
I'm
them,
glad
too.
you got good wear out of them because I had love. Ooh,
I won so many
loved
races in them skates.
Ooh, I love them skates. You remember that time when my mama threw me a birthday party at the skate rink?
No. I remember my birthday party at skating rink.
That was your birthday.
Oh my God. Sound like Shaheed. Oh yeah.
That was your birthday. Yeah.
That was my 10th birthday party.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was your party.
That was my party. You remember when I had my party at Skate Station?
Yeah.
It was my party.
Cause I had that Donovan McNabb jersey on with
Yeah.
the headband.
Yeah. That's another thing. Back then, I didn't know nothing about sports, but I knew who Donovan McNabb was.
Cause I always used to have my Donovan McNabb jersey on and the posters.
I think you gave me the jersey.
You would have think I would have been a quarterback. And I had a Tracy McGrady jersey. I gave that Tracy McGrady jersey to you. The black magic. The blue magic joint.
I think you gave that to Shaheed.
Oh, well, you had the Donovan
Yeah,
McNabb one.
and you gave me a baseball jersey too.
Oh, I had a baseball.
Yeah.
Dang.
I remember that because I wore it to school in 4th grade, not knowing it was picture day. So my 4th grade picture is me in a baseball jersey. I don't even think it was. I think it was just a plain baseball
I don't even remember what baseball team it was.
I don't think it was a team. It was just a little
just
jersey
a
with a
jersey.
number on the back.
God dang. Dang, I forgot about that. Those are some good times right there. Them. I talk about this all the time. Anytime I have somebody on my Real Talk series, is the times at the skating rink.
Those were the best times.
Yeah, skate station was the best times in something because it was like
Everybody who was anybody was out there.
yeah. And did you ever start going at night from the 7 to 11 joint?
Yeah, there was one summer.
Because I know you wasn't out there when I was out there.
No, we overlapped a little bit. Like
You did?
a little bit. Like we were at skate station at the same time, maybe 2 or 3 times ever.
Oh, okay.
But I started going Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That one summer, I was in there all the time.
Yeah, and I only went on Saturdays. Yeah,
I was volunteering with the summer program, so so that's why I went on Thursdays.
Because you was with the Burning Hope Center.
I used to go on Thursdays with them. Tuesdays and Saturdays, me and my girl Jasmine would go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember when you was at? I went to something at the Burning Hope Center with you one time. It was before I was going to middle school. And remember when I was there, and then this one girl said, what school you go to? I was like, I'm going to Furman. She was like, I go to Furman too. And then she was like, I'll see you at Furman. And then your mom would always, every time she see me, she would say, I'll see you at Furman.
I don't even remember who that was, but I remember the moment.
Either. Well, she said she already went to Furman. But I don't know who that was.
I don't remember, because not many people from that side of town went to Burning Hope Center, though. They used to go to South Hope Center, I think. Because South Hope Center was closer to them.
You think I ever saw her at Furman?
Probably
No.
not.
I was talking to somebody the other day about the Burning Hope Center. Even though you was the one that I knew that used to go there on an everyday basis. Mm-hmm. I used to pop in every now and then with you, I feel like.
You talking about over the summer?
Yeah, what?
I did over the summer. It was from like 8 to 2 or something.
Okay.
And then during the school year, I did the after school program, and it was after school till 5 o'clock.
So it was like over the summer.
Yeah.
Over the summer, I used to come sometime with you.
I vaguely remember that.
Or either
I remember that one moment.
Yeah.
But I don't remember you coming that much.
Because they had that baseball field in the back.
Yeah. We used to play kickball out there. Mm-hmm.
Or either I used to come with somebody to pick you up. It was either your mama or my mama would pick you up sometime.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I remember that one moment for sure.
I think there was somebody that you knew that went there.
Oh.
I think one day we had like a family and friends there, whatever, and you came and like all of us hung out a little bit.
But tell them about my entrepreneurship, Valencia. You know, it all started with you.
Me.
So let me tell y'all, as y'all don't know, I'm very business minded. I'm very salesy. I could flip something, I could turn something, I could sell something real quick. It all started with this one, because what typically happens is I have some goods, whether it's like something I ain't using no more, some technology, and I'll just hit her up and be like, hey, I'm selling.
I'm selling this.
Sometimes I would give stuff for free though now. I done gave you a lot of free stuff now.
You did.
But sometimes I'd be like, let me see if I could get some money for it. So I hit her up first, do a little drizzle, and then.
And I had to ask my mama.
Yeah.
Can you buy this off of our cousin? The first thing I remember buying off of you was the DS, the old one.
Yep.
Like the first version. I think you sold it to us for like, I don't even know.
It wasn't that much.
It wasn't that much.
Like $40.
And
everything.
with all the games.
Yeah.
So you would sell me stuff, but it was discounted.
Yeah, I didn't sell it I was just trying to, either way, I wasn't using it no more. So I was like, instead of just giving away the Salvation Army or something, I'm just sell it to somebody I know that could probably use it.
Yeah.
And then, I started it with you. But I'll never forget the time I gave to me that aqua pet.
Oh, I knew you was going to bring that up. I knew you was going to bring up that aqua pet. I don't know what she did to that thing. Did you sell it to her?
I don't think I sold it. I gave it to her.
You gave it to her, and the little like strings that the aqua pet was on got twisted up to the point of no return. And you was like, I'm not giving you nothing for free no more.
It ain't never gave her nothing ever again. Ain't never gave to me nothing ever again.
No.
I had liked that little aqua pet. And we used to have the Tamagotchis. Them Tamagotchis taught me a lot. Hey, you know something? Them Tamagotchis really teach you how to balance time.
Yes.
Because them things, you had to feed them, You had to play with them.
You had to clean up after them.
You had to clean up after
bathe
them. Bathe them. I used to get home from playing basketball. Oh, shoot, my Tamagotchi got to eat.
I'll never forget when my first Tamagotchi died. Her name was Izzy. I remember all this.
Your Tamagotchi died?
Yeah, the Tamagotchis can die. If they get old or you don't take care of them.
Did mine never die?
You don't remember they turn into like this little floating egg with wings.
Oh.
And they die.
I don't know. I think mine might have died. Or either the battery died. One of the
No,
two.
my Tamagotchi.
I think it died.
My pet Tamagotchi died.
What you did?
I was in the living room and it started beeping like do do do. I said, "Oh, what does this mean? Like, is it evolving? Do 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 do."
Nope.
That little nigga died. I screamed so loud. I said, "No!"
But you could restart it though.
I could restart it, but that was the very first one I ever had. I was crying at everything. Mom was like, "What's wrong with you? Is everything okay?" I said, "My Tamagotchi died." And she said, "Oh, girl, just press the reset button."
I used to watch it because it start changing and forming into like different forms. I used to, man, them Tamagotchi taught me. Little things like that you don't think teach you about stuff, but it really taught me.
Later in life,
it really taught me how to balance time.
And once I learned how to pause it.
Oh, I knew
you press and hold the left button and then press the right button, and then you could pause it.
Oh, see,
and then it wouldn't do anything. So I would pause it like at school or something.
Oh, see,
I'd unpause it at recess.
I ain't knew nothing like that.
Yeah.
See, I ain't never read the manual. I
didn't read the manual. We found out.
Because I think you was the first one I seen.
I think so. Yeah.
And then I said I'm gonna get one. You ever had the Beyblades? You had a Beyblade?
Yeah.
You had a Beyblade? Mm-hmm. I used to love them Beyblades. Yeah. We used to have all kind of little toys though. Now that I'm thinking of it.
You remember I had this little thing. It was just like 2 wheels. It was a remote control.
And it used to flip.
It used to flip and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
That was one of my favorite toys I had when I was growing up. I used to bring it over to your house all the time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a little thing everywhere.
Yeah, I remember that. Cause whenever you go forward and then you hit backwards, it go and then you can do little 360s and They don't make stuff like that no more.
They don't make toys no more, like good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heelys.
See, I ain't never got into Heelys.
Oh, you didn't get Heelys?
Nah, I ain't never had it. But I used to see you come in with them.
It was hard to learn, but once you figured it out.
I used to see them little bad kids running and just like getting.
They banned them at the ball.
I believe it.
They
used to run and then.
If you do it too hard, you fall backwards.
For real? Mm-hmm. I remember there used to be them bad kids where they would run towards you and they hop on their Heelys and slide out the way real quick.
Yeah.
Man.
Tamia
was one of them? Mm-hmm. Oh, Tamia, why you? Come on now. Come on, man. I ain't know Tamia had some too.
Yeah, we both got a pair at the same time. The really popular ones for girls was like either the white and pink ones or the white and blue ones with the checkered shoelaces. Tamia got the white and blue ones with the checkered shoelaces, but they didn't have my size, so I got like some orange, white, and green ones or something. I was not happy about it, but I had Heelys, so I didn't care.
Yeah, you was rolling in them. You was rolling in them. Remember when we used to go to the beach all the time?
Yeah.
We used to go to the beach all the time every summer for at least 3-4 summers straight.
Yeah, that was with Marlo.
Yeah, Marlo used to take.
And now that I think about it, wasn't he in college when he was doing that?
Yeah, he was either in college or just graduated.
It didn't click to me until like a couple years ago. I was like, he was just picking us up over the summer.
Right. We ain't did nothing like that for none of our little cousins and nothing.
Times are different, okay?
Right.
It's more expensive to go to the beach.
It is, yeah.
And it's harder to round them up.
But I mean, it should be a little quick day trip.
Yeah,
It was one time when we stayed overnight.
We stayed overnight a couple times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, at the beginning, it was just day trips.
It was just day trips.
Then back.
But then we started spending the night.
Spending the night, yeah.
I think one time, like, not the whole family, but a lot of us came. It was like me, you, Shahid, Renee, Nina, we all.
Because I feel like it started off with just me and you.
I think so.
And
yeah,
then
and
it
then
was
Tamia.
me, you, and Tamia, and Shahid.
Yeah.
And then little Jimmy came one time. And then somebody else came.
Michael
came one time. Reggie came. So yeah.
Lord.
So yeah,
I couldn't imagine.
yeah. That's a lot to take on for some. Because I'm pretty sure he had to be in his.
He was like 20 something.
Yeah, he had to be in his mid-20s, late 20s for that.
That's a lot. You gotta deal with a whole bunch of little kids.
Yeah, and make sure we safe
And feed us.
and feed us.
I remember that one time we checked into the hotel and he bought us crab legs.
I remember that too. I love me some crab legs.
Now,
y'all.
I remember
love me
them
some-
not being as seasoned as I would prefer. They was kind of plain in my opinion, but
you ate the mug.
but I ate them.
She ate the mug. I ate them.
We all ate them. We had no choice.
Oh, and remember the other time when it was Trey that used to come with Shaheed.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
he started coming too.
Yeah.
See?
I just saw him on Instagram recently.
Yeah, Trey doing his thing.
He doing good.
Right there. That's what's up. I was gonna ask you, now that you are an adult, what you 27, 28?
27.
27, about to be 28.
Yep.
What do you feel is something that you've learned from your childhood and you kind of grown from?
I think it's not something that I like did per se. I just now I learned how to slow down and be in the moment. Because when I was little, I was always like, I can't wait to be grown. I can't wait to grow up. I can't wait to do this.
Too.
I
too.
like. Everyone thinks I'm exaggerating when I say this. I remember when I told my mama, I said, I can't wait to be like 20 or something. And she looked at me, we were driving, I think to your house actually, and she was like, you don't have to rush it. Like, don't rush. It's fine.
Don't do
and
it.
I get it now. I get it now.
Because them bills come in, start having to pay the student loans come in, taxes come
Pay
in.
the student loans.
You got to start doing all kind of
Pay
stuff.
the student loans.
The boys come in your life. It could either ruin your life or make your life. So, speaking of, how have your experience been with these young men out here? Do we got to beat anybody up?
No. No. You know, I was in a relationship for a while and it was on and off and we had good moments, we had bad moments. We broke up. We cool now. We're still like really good friends, but we have determined we can't go past that.
What you learned from the relationship though?
Trust your instincts.
I got you. So you had a gut feeling.
I had a gut.
That it
I
wasn't gonna work in
I
a
had gut
romantic,
feelings.
romantic way.
Yeah.
But it could be a friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
sometimes I also learned you kind of have to take breaks from people sometimes. Like before we got to where we are now, I had to go no contact for a little while. It wasn't that long, but I think we just needed that time apart.
Right.
So
That makes sense. Sometimes it take, having that space to kind of be in your mental, have your own mental space,
Yeah.
breaking away. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
you can look at the situation, be like, okay, this is what happened. Maybe this is what I could have done better. Maybe I should have been more vigilant. But you have to have awareness and accountability too for
And
every
that's-
situation.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like during that time, we're both fairly young, and I don't think either one of us were like trying to see the flaws in ourselves. You know,
right.
like he would say like, "Oh, well, you're doing this, this, and this," and I said, "Well, you're doing this, this, and this," and it just didn't work. But now after we've taken time, like reflected, gone to therapy, whatever,
Right.
like we both have taken accountability for the things that we did in our relationship. So
what you feel like you look for now in a potential partner? Like, what are some things you like? They need to have this, or they need to, like, what are your non-negotiables?
non-negotiables,
Can't have no kids.
can't have kids. Not because I don't like kids. I just think I want to be with the person that I want to be with long term. I would also like them to have that first experience with me.
Okay.
I would also say they have to have their own place.
Okay.
Not,
They can't be shacking up with you immediately.
no.
Right.
Absolutely
I got you.
I also feel like, I don't know, like, after being single for so long, I haven't really thought about like the non-negotiables because I'm not like actively looking at the moment.
But what if Mr. Charming come knock on your door and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, this is a handsome young man. Let me find out what my... if you don't know.
Let me find out. No, I think for right now, I expect the bare minimum. Like I'm not like super hard to please. That's not to say like you only give me the bare minimum.
Right.
Like if you have,
You don't have high expectations.
not high expectations. No. But maybe that's just because like it's a trust thing. I don't know. But
Okay. You getting that?
you know, it's not
getting it out.
right now. Like if we have the same interests, if we like to spend time with each other, we like each other's energy, that's cool.
Okay.
I don't want them to be like all about me, and I don't want to be all about them.
Have your own stuff.
You have a life outside of me. I have a life outside of you. Like we can intertwine,
bring it
but
together.
I don't need to be up under you 24/7, and you don't need to be up under me 24/7.
Could that get suffocating?
That can be suffocating, and you could lose yourself that way.
Do you feel like you ever lost yourself?
Yeah.
How did you feel you got back to who you feel comfortable with being?
I had to move back home.
Okay.
I had to move back home because I moved up to where he was living for a while, and I was the closest person that lived near me was Nina and my friend Jasmine, but they lived in Charlotte and I lived in Durham. So it's like I had friends there, but most of my friends there were also his friends. All my friends, most of them were in South Carolina. A few were like away for like military or work or whatever. So I just had to move back home. Had to move home, had to separate for a little while and kind of like get back into the stuff that I like doing. Not to say that I completely stopped up there, like, cause I had like art friends and I did like art shows and stuff, but I think I just needed to like separate myself from all of that and kind of like do stuff on my own. Like make my own friends and do my own thing.
And see, you're a true testament of why people need to start that process early. You know, whether you're in college or just now graduating or even early in your adult life, it's always good to start to slowly figure yourself out, build your own circle, build your own stuff, whether it's monetary, financial, things. That way you can come into something with things already and you're not relying on that person to now get these things.
Yeah.
Or now teach you how to find hobbies. Or now you have a group of friends because they had a group before you. So I think that helps you whenever you meet with anybody. It's like being able to really blend your life together because you don't feel like, okay, before this person, I didn't have nothing. Now this person, I have all this stuff, but it's because it's all of their stuff.
Yeah. And it was never really like that with us. We met in high school.
So I know you talked a little bit about your interests. I know, like, of course, like, you're kind of sort of a creative part-time, you know. We both had that creative bone. You majored in journalism.
The full degree is journalism and mass communications, visual communication.
That's it.
But I just say VisCom.
Okay, see? That's
We
what I
all
was
just
about to
say VisCom.
That's what I was about to say. See? I was close.
Yeah.
But where do you feel like your creativity came from? Like, where do you feel like, you know, like, you started dabbling into things of the arts?
Pretty young. When I was little, I used to draw people a lot. They were just circles with little sticks for arms and legs. But I used to draw them. My mom draws a lot, so I used to watch her. I used to like when she does the like graffiti lettering and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She used to show me all her stuff from high school.
Very talented.
She drew like praying hands on like gold leaf or something. So I used to just like, she taught me how to draw like a human figure. So I just tried to like do what she did. And then my friend Jasmine and I started like a fashion business. We would design clothes and eventually made a Bratz magazine.
We all did that.
When we were little, I still got the binder with all my little designs in it
wow.
and stuff. My mama got she designed like a really nice dress.
Okay.
That's in there.
Okay.
I have to show it to you one day.
Yeah.
It's something.
Okay.
It's something. But yeah, I would say at an early age, and I also credit like video games and stuff for that because my parents both nerds. They bought themselves a Nintendo 64. I learned later in life that wasn't for me. That was for them. They bought that for them and let me open it. But they had me playing video games at an early age and always bought us like the next Nintendo system. So, yeah.
When you went to USC, I used to, was I there?
You
I was
weren't
there
a student.
Yeah, I
You
wasn't
weren't
a
a student. As soon as you graduated, I got there.
Yeah. But eventually I became an employee there, so I used to see her too. But when you was a student, I know that you did photography for the Daily Gamecock. You was on the football field a couple times. Was that you?
Yeah, I did that. I think I did 2 games.
2 games?
2 football games. I did more basketball. Than
That's it.
Football. I did soccer too. I tried a little bit of everything.
How you feel? What was your? Because I always wondered, like, whenever people are taking photos of the players, like how do you tell us? Like, what shots do you get to tell the story, or you just be and just find something out of the bunch?
Sometimes you have to just click and follow. Sometimes you have to do that. With basketball, for me personally, it was like waiting for those moments. Like if they're at the free throw line or whatever, you wait till they go like this. Or when you see somebody about to come up to the basket, wait till they get close to the basket and then start.
Where they in the form of
I think for the most part for sports, it was all about action shots.
Yeah.
Like if they were standing around, it wasn't interesting. But if you see like somebody like weaving through people, I don't know the technical term.
Right.
But when you see people like weaving through or whatever, or when you see a tackle, that's when you take the pictures. When you see somebody like about to get a touchdown, that's the pictures that you need.
Evoke emotions and stuff like that. I got you. Okay. So, do you feel like, with your experience, did you enjoy the football or the basketball better?
I definitely enjoyed basketball better because I knew more of what was going on.
Gotcha.
I know more now.
And you kind of got to know what's going on in order to get the right shot.
Yeah, and you could tell when people don't really know what's going on, and when people do. It's like no shade or nothing. It's just they're taking pictures of the wrong moments, especially in football, because it's like it's very like stop and go. Sometimes they take pictures and stop. So.
That's true, and I know we was talking earlier because of course I do photography and I like street photography, docu-style, travel type photography, and you said you enjoy portraits and also docu-style a little bit, but I guess what would you say if you had to choose one? Which one would you be like, this is what I'm going to gear 100% towards my photography time to?
That's hard.
If you had to choose one.
If I had to choose just one, probably like photojournalism or docu-style, because that was like my main thing for my major.
Right.
My second choice would be like just art for art's sake, because that was my cognate. I was doing like polar opposite things with my camera at the same time, which was kind of challenging, but I would say art for art's sake as a close second.
Okay. Remember that? What class you was in where you had to do that video with me? What was that?
Oh, that was...
I can't even remember what it was.
It was my videography class.
Did they have to show that in the class or something?
We had to show it.
I was up there on the class.
We had to show it during our finals period, and I went first. And we were doing critiques like immediately after.
What'd they say about your class?
They liked it.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I think it was very... They said mine was very personal. It was very personal. Didn't feel like I was like trying to sell anything or like advertise you as a creator. It was just like personal, but also journalism.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember that. I said, look at Valencia using me for a little class.
That was so last minute because I actually reached out to that photographer,
What's that?
her name was Andrea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to her and she said yes. But then I think she had like a family matter
So I
overseas.
was the second option. I thought I was the first. Damn.
I thought I told you this.
No.
Well, she had family matters.
She hit me up because she couldn't get her original one. Dang.
I could have sworn I
You might have
told
did
you.
it, I just forgot.
I told you about it, and you were like, "Oh, I have her number. Here's her number," and we texted about it.
I might have did.
Yeah,
It's been a
and
while.
You talking about something? Oh, I didn't know it was second.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it anyway. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. Shoot, speaking of, you know, I've helped you at certain points in your life. Helped you get a job at Russell House. That was a great opportunity.
And I still got those connections to this day.
To this day.
Because now I work at the university.
Yeah.
Still copying you.
So outside of like those things, how do you feel like maybe I have helped you out in your lifetime?
I feel like just like little things, you might have given me like words of advice, or you might have like said words of encouragement like under a post or something. I feel like those moments mattered a lot. Just like asking like, oh, do you need anything? I got you. You could come to my office. Because some days when I was at USC, like I didn't want to be there. Like I want to be home in my bed sleeping. I'm like, oh, I'm not having a great day. Let me go see what my cousin's doing. So I would go in there. We would chit chat.
My office.
I would just pop up too. Just show up. Hey.
What up?
Hey, I'm here. To the point where the staff was like, oh yeah, hey.
Yep. Everybody knew you.
But I think that helped me a lot. That helped me get through college. Cause that was a rough time for me.
Yeah, because you didn't change them. She was going to be a pre-med major at one point.
I changed majors. Like,
We
technically,
all do.
I changed it technically 4 times.
Hold on.
But
So
on paper, it was, no. 3 times. I was pre-farm, and then I switched to nursing.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to switch to photography because that's when I started picking it up.
Right.
But before I actually like submitted to put it down on paper that I wanted to be photography, you told me about VisCom. So then I switched to that. So I really switched like 3 or 2 times. But I switched it so late, so I had to stay an extra semester.
Yeah, I switched mine a couple times too. I start off as sport and entertainment management, then criminal justice, and then management and hospitality.
Okay.
So.
No, you didn't steer like too
Yeah.
far
It was
away.
all kind of, except for criminal justice.
Yeah,
That was the zoop. But the rest of it, management is management.
Yeah.
I ain't no finances class. Oh Lord, and accounting. Lord Jesus.
I had to take 2 business classes, and I didn't know what the hell was going on.
So another question I have for you. You grew up with all sisters.
I sure did.
You was the oldest.
I sure was. Am.
Was I'm about to say what you about to go. You about to, but how is that? Because I have a sister, but of course I'm a male. But I can't imagine like having like 2 other brothers. Like I feel like that would just be like a
Yeah.
And then you know how women can be sometimes. So it's like and you the oldest?
And I'm the oldest. So everybody knows how the eldest daughter is treated. Not in a bad way. It's just we
the trial run.
We're the trial run, and as we get older, we get the responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like I'm experiencing that firsthand right now. But having 2 little sisters in my house was chaotic at times. Tamia, being 4 years younger than me, she looked up to me, would steal my clothes, steal my socks, get in my business. When she made a Facebook, why she added all my friends and not hers, like it It was a mess, but it was fun because like that's a built-in best friend right there. So me and Tamia would do like we would have our own adventures. We would like play make-believe games. We would
Right.
play like teacher and student or whatever. I would in later in life, like she was going through something, I would talk to her.
Right.
She would talk to me about it, and we still do vice versa. Aaliyah came into the picture when I was 12, so that was like. At first, I was very against it because me and Tamia would argue a lot. But when she was born, I was just like babysitting her, holding her all the time, talking about her to my friends all the time.
Gotcha.
And as she got older, she like clung on to me and Tamia being like we have such an age gap.
Cause what? She 4 years from Tamia.
8.
Oh, she 8 years?
Yeah.
So she 8 years from Tamia. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why it's like 444.
Me,
So-
you, and Tamia are 444.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I don't know why I thought she was.
But she clung on to us, and she picked up the same hobbies we had. We like video games. She likes video games.
She creative.
She's very creative. Tamia's creative too, but
What Tamia? What?
Tamia, she used to decorate her notebooks
Oh.
all the time. And like this, like I think she took after my mom with like the script handwriting and stuff. So
Gotcha.
she's pretty creative.
Okay.
She's
So I need to talk to Tamia because I feel like being the middle child is different from being the youngest or the oldest.
yeah.
So I need to get Tamia.
And I have both experiences because I'm my dad's middle child. Yeah.
That's true. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine having like 2 other brothers and I'm being the oldest. Like
It was a lot, like watching after them, being like technically responsible for them. It's a lot, but at the same time it's pretty cool because it's like but I will say they think that I'm unlimited money.
they just
Especially Aaliyah. Be asking me, can you buy me this? Can you buy me this? Can you buy me this? And when I was getting refund checks, yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna get another one in
Right.
January.
So what's the most like big stakes you done asked for so far from you?
The biggest thing they've asked for,
Like
Aaliyah,
Aaliyah.
I have to think on this.
Because it sounds like it might be little micro stuff here and there, but it's not nothing
No,
like,
she's
can you
asked-
get me a PlayStation 5?
She's asked for multiple games at one time for her Switch, and those things run for like $60 each. She's asked for like a Polaroid camera, which isn't like crazy.
Right. What happened to the days where you just wait for Christmas? You gotta wait for Christmas for anything you ask for.
You should have seen her Christmas list
Oh,
for
Lord.
this year. It's insane. She's like, I added to it, and she just drop it in the group chat.
I feel like, because of course I have a good relationship with you, decent relationship with Tamia. I think Aaliyah is the one that I was far removed from, so I don't have as much as a relationship with her other than like frequent passing bys. But so I rely on y'all to tell me what she got going on.
No, but she's good. She's smart. She's creative. Very witty. You know, I think she is a perfect blend of my parents. Like Tamia is more like my dad.
Right.
Like they look alike, they act alike. Me and my mom, we look alike, we act alike. Aaliyah is like the perfect blend. Like she's starting to look more like my daddy though. Like she looks more and more like him every day.
Yeah, we always said that too. Like that's how it's always been broken down. That's crazy how that worked.
Yeah.
So, as you know, we in the same family. Similar backgrounds. So I feel like our family, we don't come from a background where things is gonna be handed to us. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't come from a background where such and such that you know say, oh yeah, this gonna be in your name, land gonna be in your name, you gonna get this BMW or a car, whatever. We don't come from that type of background. Each person gotta go out there and get it and kind of make it on their own and then bring the resources back in some type of way. Of course, we all grew up kind of the same, different neighborhoods, but the same. I think
Yeah.
your neighborhood was a little bit rougher than my neighborhood at the time.
Yeah.
Probably mine would, well, Andrina was not. I can't remember.
Andrina was calm
At time.
at the time. I don't know what it is now, but at the time, to me.
Yeah. Compared to what y'all had going on over there that's the west side?
Yeah.
West side, yeah. Compared to what going on the west side or something.
Now, the West Side is a whole bunch of old people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's quiet now.
Yeah, but yeah, back then they used to always have something. But how do you feel like witnessing some of the things that you may have saw growing up or seeing some of the things going on? How do you feel about like having that experience? Because you know, certain people don't get that experience. Certain people, you born into this big house, you're born into having things, you're born into, but like coming from a beginning like that, like how does it make your outlook on life?
It makes me grateful for what I have and what I've done with myself. A lot of people from like where we're from, they didn't go to college, whether by choice or like they didn't get scholarships and they couldn't afford it. So I'm very grateful to have had that experience. I was able to study abroad for 2 weeks in Africa. Almost didn't get that experience, so I'm very blessed to have those types of experiences. And being like where I was from, it kind of like where I am now, it kind of feels surreal because a lot of people, you know, if you're there, you're not supposed to come out of it.
Right. Exactly.
And I don't have like everything in the world. I don't have everything in the world. There's a whole bunch of things I still need, all that stuff. But like I have my own space. I have a job. I have steady income.
Got a car.
I got a car. I'm not worried about like what I'm gonna eat for dinner unless I don't feel like cooking. Like I'm just glad that I was able to do something with myself, and I'm glad that I had family to support me in doing that. Even when I changed my major and they were like, I don't know about this one, like still glad that I had the support system that I had, and I'm glad that I am an older sister, so I can encourage my sisters to do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I like too, because I think in Sumter it can either go two ways. You can either leave. What three ways? You can either leave and come back and stay forever. You can just stay and don't do anything, or you can leave and never want to come back. And when you leave and never want to come back, it inspires you to do bigger things and then open up your world as well. Because I know so many people that I went to high school with that's still there, stayed there, ain't never left. First place they ever went, probably Columbia, Florence. But I feel like once you leave, especially if you go to college, you start to realize like, oh, this is out here. Like you said, you went to Africa, you know, you done been to multiple states and things like that. A lot of people don't get that experience.
And mind you, Africa was the first time I ever got on a plane.
That is right.
I've never been on a plane before.
How you feel about that?
I was scared.
First time on a plane, you going all the way to Africa.
I was scared out of my mind. I was like, everybody else like, oh yeah, I've been on flights plenty of times. I was like, not me. Like,
yeah, you chose quite the trip for your first. You should have did a little baby trip somewhere before you got on there.
No, the alternative was Cuba.
I mean,
and like it was cool. Like I went to a little presentation and everything. You get to learn about
you want to go to the motherland.
Yeah, as soon as I found out about that one, I said, no, I think I'm gonna go see my people. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So I got to go over there, help over there, did some touristy things while I was there. So I'm glad I chose that trip. I got 2 scholarships for it. Usually people get one or the other. I got both. Still had to take out a loan, but I did it. I made it happen.
And that's the thing, like, that's why I'm glad, like, cause that's what when I was leaving Sumter, I was like, I really hope that my cousins do the same, whether that's go to the military, go to college, or just leave to do something different. Cause I didn't want to be the only one that was in our generation to actually make it out and do something. Like I wanted it to be like, you go to college, Tamia go somewhere, leave. I want the same for Aaliyah, Shaheed. Like I want everybody to be able to leave and start something outside of where you were born, especially somewhere like Sumter. Because it's hard. Once you stay there too long, it's harder and harder. Like I feel like Sumter is one of the only places where if you stay there too long,
you kind of sucked in.
Yeah, you kind of sucked it. That's what happened with our family. They stayed too long, and then you get comfortable, and then the opportunities get less and less, and then you have to rely on government assistance. Then you have to rely because you stay there, and it's not many opportunities to grow in a career there. So you got to go.
Sumter is very much like it's a military town.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest military town. They're working on it.
Very, very
but
much
it's,
so.
I feel like it's more of a retirement town than anything else. Because a lot of people come to Sumter to retire because it's so quiet. Swan Lake is there, you know.
Shaw Air Force Base.
Shaw Air Force Base is right there. You still have access to like Columbia, Charleston,
Florence.
Charlotte, Florence, all those places. So it's like a very quiet place to just settle down. But it's not a good place.
Jumpstart.
It's not a good place to start. Some people do like start things there and it works out for them, but that's not the case for the majority. Like no matter your demographic, unless you like born with some money and you just want to stay there.
Somebody to know somebody to know somebody. But 9 times out of 10, the people you know, they ain't got nothing going really either. You know? So yeah, that's how it was. So I'm glad that you were able to, you know, get out of Sumter.
Yeah.
You know, working.
It was scary to leave Sumter though, because
always, because it's comfortability.
It's comfortable, and I was dead set on going to Francis Marion, and I was like, I'm gonna leave. This is my way out. But then I didn't get the scholarship that I wanted, so I was like, okay, what's next? USC Sumter was offering a scholarship. I was like, I might as well do 2 free years and figure it out. So I did that. I was so anti-USC, like you don't understand. I was like, I don't want to go here. Everybody goes there. It's big, too many people. But I was like, I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and do it.
You made it happen.
I made it happen.
It worked in your favor.
It worked in my favor.
And remember, I said, if you come to USC, I'm gonna make sure you covered.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you covered. I'm gonna make sure you at least have a job. You at least make some money.
I wasn't making a lot.
And I said, Ryan, I need you. My cousin is coming here, and I know some positions open. I need you to hire my cousin.
And I interviewed Paul, and he scared me because he's very serious.
Pause.
He's still that way. He still works there. He left and came back.
Oh, he work at Russell House?
Not at Russell House, but he works at USC now.
Okay.
Still very like
straight to
the point. Business.
Yeah, but yeah, that's really how we grew up. I'm glad you came on here. Don't want to take up too much of our time.
I have all the time.
Any things you want to say to the people before you depart?
No.
She said it all.
I said everything.
She said it all. She laid it on the table.
Laid it on the table. I'm not writing a memoir.
Yes.
It's all right here.
There you go. There you go. But thank you for being willing to come on a Real Talk.
Of course.
Love to have my peoples on here. Thank you again. And for y'all, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. And y'all know more Real Talk series is coming soon. Make sure you check out some of the other Real Talk videos. I'll catch y'all in the next video.